Yay Media Group.
Merry Christmas. No. Is it Christmas?
No, not yet.
No, not.
I wish. But speaking of which, I need to just get all my Christmas gifts. I need to get them all. I know we're in like September, but yeah. Anyways.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of This Is Life with Heather
and Cornelius. So this week we are doing our part 2 of Breaking the Cycle. And I think it's so important, especially if you're in relationships. Babe, why are you doing that weird looking? Like, why are you looking like that? Babe.
Yes.
It's kind of creepy. So we're talking about breaking the cycle.
I'm just interacting with our viewership.
Okay. So we're talking about breaking the cycle. And there was a point in my marriage with my husband where I felt like we were in this cycle. And it was like this. It's almost like a mouse on like a guinea pig on like a wheel, right? And I just felt like we're just going in this cycle over and over again. We couldn't break it. And honestly, I didn't know how to break it. I just didn't. And I was frustrated because I was like, I don't know how to break this cycle.
You weren't listening.
Because my husband wasn't listening to me. And and I just felt like we were in this annoying cycle of not liking each other. And we can't get along. And we just can't figure it out. And it was so frustrating because, we do love each other. We have a beautiful family. We have great things that are going on, but we just could not get along. And it just felt like, I feel like when you go through hard times or tests and trials or different things, you can make each other enemies. Like spouses, you can make each other your enemy and that person's not your enemy, right? So if you're listening to this and maybe you feel like your marriage has hit rock bottom or maybe your relationship has just gotten really bad and you just want to break that cycle, I want to encourage you just to listen to this whole series. If this is your first time listening, go back and listen to last week. So I remember getting a text message from my husband and he rarely speaks on text message. And
why?
Why? Because he feels like things should be done in person.
I'm old school.
He's old school, but I actually needed that. Like he broke the cycle via text, which is not like my husband at all. I was shocked.
I only did that because I was super busy at the time and I couldn't pick up the phone.
Oh, too busy to call your wife? Wow.
Yes, too busy to call my wife.
I'm kidding. So he pretty much, he was actually working. He was off working at an event. So that's why he couldn't. But he pretty much just said, like, if we're going to be in this marriage, let's make it the best freaking marriage ever. Like, let's love the crap out of each other. Let's support each other. And I want you to jump in soon. But I felt like that was I felt like I needed him to lead on that because I couldn't figure out how to get us out of this rut, out of this cycle. And you want to tell him about the text you sent me and we can go from there?
I forgot the text.
Okay. So
but the whole premise of it was that I was explaining to her that cycle. If you're there last week, but I'll explain it again a little bit. So I desire respect. In so many ways, and I say this very loosely, but I can care less if you love me or not. If you respect me, it means the world to me. My wife is completely different. She wants love. Mm-hmm. And so in the cycle, what happens is you make each other your enemy. Mm-hmm. So I looked at my wife as though she was my enemy. Mm-hmm. And she looked at me as though I was her enemy. Mm-hmm. And the way that we do that is I recognize she wants love, so I withhold love because I feel as though she is withholding respect. Mm-hmm. In the same way, she withholds respect because she feels like I'm withholding love. Mm-hmm. So now you find yourself in this vicious cycle over and over again where all you're trying to do is hurt each other because I'm going to withhold this from you. I'm going to withhold this from you, and now neither one of us can be happy. So now you can be miserable, and then you can be miserable, and then we could just try to, pretend like everything is okay. And a lot of it wasn't even pretending. I mean, I like to think even in our moments of being inside the cycle, we're still extremely authentic about it. It's like, well, screw it. That's how you feel. That's how you feel. Move on. I mean, I'm sorry. Yeah. But anyway, we find ourselves in that cycle. So I just got to the point. I actually had a call with. Great man. I mean, I highly respect his voice. And that says a lot because I don't respect pretty much anybody's. I mean, I don't think there's anybody I'd listen to besides him. But we was on the phone and he was talking and he was like, he started talking about his marriage. He started talking about how he was in that cycle.
Yeah. And
he was like, he said, I finally got to the point of saying, I don't want to be in this cycle anymore. And I got quiet on the phone. I was just listening to him. And he was explaining stuff and just talking about his marriage. And I said, that sounds great for you. So good. And he was like, Cornelius, like, stop being an idiot. He was like, come on, dude. He was like, I understand. He said, I understand exactly what you're saying. You're trying to tell me to go to hell. Like, you're like, yeah, like you don't want to listen to what I'm saying. And I was like, no, that's not what I'm doing. I said, I'm just processing. He was like, guys like us don't process. Guys like us make decisions. We automatically know what we want to do. And I was like, you know what? Like, that's crazy. Like, I mean, he's right. Yeah. And he's like, here's the thing. I'm your brother. Either way it goes. He's like, if you choose to make this thing work. He's like, if you don't, if you want a divorce, like, I'm still your brother. I'll still be there for you. I'll still be able to walk with you, blah, blah, blah. He was like, but if you're gonna be married, he's like, dude, make it the best marriage you can. He was like, break out of the freaking cycle, dude. He was like, stop being a little. He went in. He was like, be be you, be a leader, be who you are. And he was like, and I responded. I said, I hear what you're saying to me, but I don't know how she's gonna receive this. I don't know how. And he was like, who gives a crap? He said, when, in what world have you ever cared how anybody received anything you said? He was like, I know you. You say it, and if you don't receive it, tough crap. He was like, but you need to say it. Yeah. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna say it. So I got off the phone with him. I was like, I'm gonna do it. And he was like, you're full of crap. You're not gonna do it, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm gonna do it. So that's when I text you, and I was like, listen, this is what we're in right now, and we're gonna break out of this thing. I recognize I'm withholding love. I know you're withholding respect. And I know that we see each other as enemies. I don't want to see you as my enemy anymore. I actually want to see you as my wife. Like, I want to be in this with you together, like moving forward, blah, blah, blah. I'm not your enemy. And then that's when you responded back with all your hard eyes and, oh my God, the crying face. I didn't know how to say it, but I'm so glad you said it because I was trying to figure it all out. And
oh, wow. Oh, wow.
I miss you so much and I love you so much. I can't wait till you come home. I just want to be there with you and I want to be here with you forever.
Wow. I said all that. I guess I did.
That was the context of the text.
Essentially, I was just like, I'm so glad you said this because I feel like we've been in this horrible cycle and I didn't know how to get out of it. And I was even thinking like, oh my gosh, am I going to divorce this man? Like, I love him so much and I want to be with him, but like, this is not working. Like, we are each other's enemy and we have to break out of this cycle. And I just didn't know how to do it. So when he said that, it was an answered prayer. Because I had asked God like over and over again in my quiet time, like, Lord, you're gonna have to do something, you know what I mean? Because this ain't gonna work. And he pretty much said everything. And then after that, I started to see him love me well, like love me the way that I wanted to be loved. And it's like I didn't have to tell him how I wanted to be loved. I didn't have to do any of that. And naturally, I started respecting him,
which is amazing. Like some stuff you would say, I'd be like, hold up, so you've been knowing how to do this whole time, and you just been, but I think that's the craziest thing. It's like we both knew what to do.
Yeah,
like you're like, oh, you need to go see marriage counselors. You go do this. Like we both knew what to do. Yeah. But because these A-type personalities, and because we're both super stubborn, it's like, nah, I'm not gonna budge because she ain't budging.
Yep.
And that's what I told my boy. I was like, no, you don't understand. Like she ain't budging. She ain't. And he was like, dude, like, dude. He's like, you can't even tell you both in the cycle. He's like, dude,
you
can't
jump out tell when you're in it because.
Go ahead.
You can't tell when you're in it because you're in the thicket of things. It's frustrating. It's annoying. It's, every little thing that your spouse does is bothering you, and the way they breathe, you're like, can you not breathe like that? Can you not chew like that? Can you not do anything like that?
Which was like real. Cause I'd be like, yo, why are you chewing? And she's like, I have to eat. And I'm like, but you got to eat like that? Like
go in the other room if you don't like it. I don't care. I'm going to right up in here. What?
Like, why are you
But it just it just was like everything. So if you're in those shoes, we know how it feels to be in those shoes, and you don't have to stay in those shoes. You don't have to stay stuck. You don't have to stay in the cycle. You can actually step off of it right now, listening to this podcast. You can message your spouse and say, let's break the cycle. Let's get out of this. You can send this podcast to them and say, hey, listen to, this story, because I feel like we just needed that breath of fresh air from that person, from your mentor to just be like, hey, I see you're in a cycle and you're not happy and you're not doing good. And most people end up leaving their marriage in this cycle, right? And then they go into a new relationship and they're happy for a while, and then they start the cycle. And they don't understand why a new spouse or new thighs in their bed doesn't make them happy. You're just like, why am I still frustrated? Why? What is this? You started a brand new cycle with somebody new.
Yeah.
And because you don't have the tools to get off the cycle, you're back in that same mindset in your new relationship. And so I said, okay, it's either I divorce and move on and like date somebody else and start new cycles, or like I can be with my husband who I love. We have our children, our family, our life. Like I'm going to fight for this thing. And so again, I started naturally respecting him, and it comes natural. When I feel loved, there's nothing I'm not going to do for you. Like there's nothing. Like you're so cute. But literally, like, what do you need? I got you, like, for the rest of your life. There's nothing I'm not going to do. You know what I mean?
Let's talk more about that right after this break.
I don't know about you guys, but I actually love to cook. I feel like it's just after a long day, I can just go in the kitchen and put together some amazing ingredients and make some really great food. But the frustrating thing for me is sometimes when I'm missing an ingredient. It's so frustrating. It's like, dang, we had to go back to the grocery store just for this one thing. And this is why we love Marley Spoon. This podcast is sponsored by Marley Spoon. Marley Spoon knows
Go Marley!
That bland food is boring. Come on. So they created the best tasting meal kit that money can buy. And we know because we have it as well. We love it. With my code, This Is Life, you can get up to 25 free meals. You're welcome. Inflation is high. And you want 25 free meals, we got you.
And I think that also speaks to a big reason why, like, a service like Marley Spoon is so needed, because inflation is up. We know groceries are sky high. And a lot of times when you go into a grocery store, even if you have an idea of what you're cooking for dinner, you find yourself overbuying. You find yourself overspending. You're already on a budget. So you already know, if you're budgeting out, and you already know I have a family of 5, this is how much we have for groceries and everything else.
Yeah.
And you know that you can have a service like Marley Spoon that can be able to provide you with everything you need to the T, so that you're not overspending on how much meat you need, overspending on how many spices you need.
Call somebody.
You're at the grocery store. Do we have garlic powder? I don't know. Oh, I better just get it just in case.
Yeah.
And that's another $6 you got to pay for whatever.
It's expensive.
Like it's already there. It helps you to budget. It helps you to save.
Yeah.
And then the one thing we love about Marley Spoon is different from everybody else, and trust me, we've tried everybody else, is flavor. You want good flavor. So experience the most personalized meal kit today with Marley Spoon. Head to marleyspoon.com/offer/thisislife and use code thisislife for up to 25 free meals. That's right, up to 25 free meals.
Come on, free meals.
With Marley Spoon. One last time. That's Marley Spoon, MARLEY spoon.com/offer/thisislife for up to 25 free meals. And make sure you use our promo code thisislife so they know we sent you. So for 25 free meals, you get 25 free meals. marleyspoon.com/offer/thisislife and use code thisislife. All right. No, I absolutely love that. I love that. And I love that you gave the call to arms there and saying, like, if you're in the midst of this cycle right now, that you can break it, because it is possible. And but this does not mean, and let me preface by saying this. This does not mean that everything just becomes A-okay. Because like if you mentioned if you listened to the last podcast, which I hope you did, the beginning part of the series, then you know that we just had our own little spat in the car. Yeah. Where she wanted the music turned down and I turned it down twice to the point where I couldn't even hear it anymore. And it was still a deal. It was still like, it's still not down enough. So, I mean, things still come up, but what's different is that in the past, I would have envisioned her saying that as though she's my enemy. The first thing that popped in my head is she don't want me to be happy and listen to what I want to listen to. She wants to be in control and tell me to turn my music down because it's not what she want to listen to. But she ain't driving because I am.
Wow.
And if she drives, Hold on, Sister Soldier, because your mind be going all places too now. Let's wrap this back up. let's put down the judgment and pick up some empathy. You know what I'm talking about?
No, you're right. I'd be down the corner on he don't love me.
So that's why I was like that. My mind will go there and be like, why can't she all she doing is just calling the school? Like, who cares? Like, everybody at the school know me. They know who I am. They know how I am. Like, screw them. I don't care what they got. I would go there in my head. Like, she's my enemy. And then she would think he's my enemy. He doesn't want to he doesn't even care about me. He's not considerate enough to even turn the music down or turn it off so that I can have a serious conversation with a school official about something that is happening with our daughter. Like, does he not care enough? He doesn't love me. He doesn't love our kids. He is not considerate. He's about to crash this car for the 13th time into the person in front of us. He drives like a hellion. Like, you'll go there, right?
Oh, 100%. 100%.
But now that we know we're not each other's enemy, it's like, hold on.
What's the root?
What's the issue with this? Like, for real.
What's the real
And
issue?
the whole time, all you want me to do is turn it off because you need to make the phone call.
Yeah.
Which would have been super simple. You'd have been like, yo, babe, could you turn it off real quick? I'm about to make a call. All right, bet.
Yeah.
And it's off.
But the thing is this, what you'll understand, if you made that decision to hop off that cycle while listening to this podcast, you might go home and feel the same frustrations that you had. And it's almost just like because you're rewiring your brain and it takes time.
Yeah.
You'll find that you're frustrated at your spouse internally about things. There was a time where we had gotten off the cycle, like we broke the cycle, and then we were having movie night with our family and we're putting together all this stuff. And movie night is intense because it's like you have to blow up 1,000 things for movie night. We have one of those big 20-foot like movie screens and we have like a projector and then you have to blow up all this stuff. And then our kids are trying to make popcorn, but Taylor's burning the crap out of the popcorn.
She's burnt the popcorn. She's wasted it down on the floor.
She's literally crying because she's like,
nobody wants to eat my popcorn.
Nobody wants to, but we all ate it. We're like, this is amazing. But long story short, we were getting frustrated about that. And we were about to travel the next day. So
we had a 6 a.m. flight.
We had a 6 a.m. flight the next day, but the kids wanted movie night. So we're trying to like do everything right before we leave. And we were just both, I could feel the frustration in the air. And what happens is your old mindsets will start to come back of disrespect. Like, he's not even considerate of me. He's up here walking around here with an attitude because he needs help with blowing up all this crap. I don't know how to blow up this crap. I don't know how to set up the projector.
I didn't buy it.
Hold on. But listen, again, your mind is going there. Like your mind is going there about what you think your spouse should do. And in the middle of all of that, I remember it's like breathing, like, all right, Heather, like chill out. You're not going to be stressed out. Like everything's going to be okay. But stop focusing on your spouse, focus on yourself. So I'm like trying to like take myself off, walk away from the cliff, right? And then my husband comes up behind me, grabs me from behind and kisses me. And I melted. I'm like, okay, whatever he wants.
Because I could sense it. I could sense the tension.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no. We're not about to be in this cycle. Because in the past, I'd have been like, I sense the tension, but I mean, it ain't my fault. Like we've been in this house all day. I've been gone. Like I've been gone, like running around, getting kids, like taking kids over, like doing this, doing that. I'm like, yo, somebody else could have already had this stuff blown up. We could have had this stuff blown up yesterday. We could have already put the stuff out. The popcorn could have already been made. Like I just got back yesterday from a trip. Like why are we doing all this right now when we have a 6 a.m. like all these things, the logistics, like the practical logistics are going through my head. So I'm like, you know what? Screw that. If she gonna have an attitude, let her have an attitude. And I would have just let her have an attitude.
Well, I had an attitude because he told me to stop packing and come down and help blow up all this crap.
Well, to help us put it all together because at the time it was like 8:30 p.m. So in my head, practically and logistically, if we trying to put all this stuff up, if we wait till 10 o'clock to put it up, the movie's gonna be like 2 hours. That means we ain't going to bed till midnight. And we got to be up at 3 a.m. because a flight is booked at 6 a.m. that I didn't even know was at 6 a.m. So that part too got me because I didn't realize the flight was at 6 because I don't book my flights.
Yeah.
My wife typically does. And I usually just find out about the time the day before.
Baby, I'd be asking you what time. And you'd be like, yeah, that's fine.
You never asked me about the time for Austin. You never asked me about the time for Austin.
It's okay.
But nevertheless.
No worries.
I think about the realistic.
So then he comes up. So what made you come up behind me? Let's get there because that was a lot.
Because I that's what I was getting to. Anger.
Sorry, baby.
Anger. I sensed it. I sensed the tension, and I'm like, nah, we not about to do this no more. We're not about to do this. Like, I sensed the tension. We're gonna have a good night. We're gonna rest well. We're gonna watch this movie. We're gonna make our kids happy. But at the end of the day, there's gonna be peace between us. Because I love you. I want there to be peace. So that's why I went up behind her. I gave her a kiss. I said, hey, I love you. Like, I want to remind you, like, I'm not your enemy. Like, yo, we good. It's just next time, I think we just need to plan a little bit better.
Yes, we need to plan better.
Next time we need to plan.
100%.
Like, my thing is, let's just plan a little bit better. So now we not, I hate to rush.
Yeah, you ain't lie.
I hate to rush, and then I hate to wait on other people. Like, I hate that. And also, you know what the other thing I've also realized? I hate locked doors. I don't know what it is about locked doors, but locked doors aggravate the heck out of me.
So there's a little key on your knob, but you just unlock the door.
I do not. So I hate using the key. I don't even have a key. I only have a key to the crib.
He has a key.
I don't have a key to the
just doesn't
crib
use it.
because I feel like when I come up to the door, it should be unlocked. I hate boundaries. I hate limitations. I hate all of that. And I feel like a locked door pisses me off.
You know what?
Because it should just be unlocked. When I come in front of the locked door,
it's okay.
When I come in front of the locked door, no.
It's
When
okay,
I
let it out.
No, when I come in front of a locked door, like,
Who locked you out as a child? My baby got locked door trauma.
when I come in front of a locked door, no, but for real though, because when I was in preschool, I was in Miss Kroom preschool class back in Mississippi.
Are you about to cry?
I got locked in the bathroom for real. For real.
Wait, you did?
Yeah, but it was on purpose because I guess I wasn't paying attention. I remember that vividly. So she put me in the bathroom and I was locked in. And I was in that bathroom for a minute and I couldn't get out because it was locked. I don't know why. But I don't know. Maybe I was too young to know I could unlock it from the inside. But I was just in the bathroom and it was locked. What? And from that, like, now you're bringing up all the emotions. Like, from that time forward, I don't like locked doors. Like, do not lock a door around me. I'm not using the key. I'm not getting the key. I am so against keys. I'm not getting the key.
Babe,
every door around me should be unlocked.
Baby, I never heard that story.
When I step in front of a door, it should be unlocked.
Baby, 16 years of being with you, I've never heard of that
well,
story.
That's exactly what
I didn't know
happened.
you got locked. I knew you had some trauma in there. I appreciate you sharing, baby. Thank you for being vulnerable in that moment.
Hate locked doors. That's all I got to say.
I'll make sure the door's unlocked when you come home.
And it was crazy because, like, even today when I came up from the gym, I was like, I'm bold with it too. I go up to the door like, and it's locked. I'm like, and I'm like,
you be knocking so hard.
Ding dong, ding dong. I'm like, everybody up in this thing about to be uncomfortable. Everybody about to come. So what's called came to the door and she was like, well, Heather just said, oh, Cornelius is home. And then she ran upstairs. She said, I don't know why she didn't just unlock the door. And I was like, oh, okay. So she wanted to keep me out.
Whoa, that's where you went, my baby?
In my head, I was like, yeah, because she locked the door on me because she's trying to keep me out of life. Like, she's trying to keep me out.
What?
She got me in timeout, and I'm not going to put up with this crap. I'm sorry. I'm not putting up with this.
It's time to heal, baby. It's time to heal.
I'm not putting up with this bull crap.
Baby.
Absolutely not. Unlock the door.
Baby, let's forgive the teacher. Let's forgive her right now.
I think she did.
Okay, let's forgive her. Let's let that go. So I ran upstairs because I hadn't showered yet, and I knew you were going to be like, why haven't you showered yet? So I sprinted upstairs.
I knew it.
I got like the quickest shower ever.
I knew it. I sent her, y'all don't understand, yo. I sent her a text message fully explaining all the logistics.
He did.
I'm leaving the gym. I'm charging up the car. I'll be at the house at this time. We need to leave the house at this time. In my head, I'm thinking, okay, she's at the crib. She probably already got the food together. She's probably already done this. Boom, 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 boom. We good to go.
No,
I get home. I go into the bathroom. Yo, my wife is drying off.
I had a busy work
I was
day.
like, and then when I turned the water on, the hot water, like it was like scalding hot. So I mean, it had already ran for a little bit before me, and I was like, she just got in the shower. Like,
I did.
Nah, bro.
I did.
But anyway,
Let's continue this conversation next week.
No more locked doors.
No more locked doors. I'm sorry about your trauma. I had no idea that was like a thing.
You locked the door.
Okay, baby.
All right, introduce me. Yeah.
Bye, y'all.